about 70% of ordinary Malay Muslims are sympathizers to ISIS causes. I think it would be expected that from sympathizers we will have some of these people who will eventually be people who will fight for ISIS. It does raise concern that the sympathizers have now progressed from being sympathy, feelings of sympathy, to taking action, and that is not a good sign. What we see typically right now in Malaysia is politicians or political party who says, well, Islam needs to be defended. Why does Islam need to be defended? Because now the non-Muslims are becoming bolder, the non-Muslims are exerting themselves, and because the non-Muslims are exerting themselves, Islam is being bullied. Muslims are being bullied. Since the non-Muslims are beginning to assert their human rights, Islam will be displaced as the official religion in the country, and that should not happen because Malaysia is a Muslim majority country. Human rights is a Western idea coming slowly to encroach into Malaysian Muslim Malay culture. When you have that sort of ideology combined with this kind of stories or this kind of input from politicians, a typical Malay Muslim will feel that, well, since I'm being bullied, I need to arise to the challenge to defend Islam. Now then, that leads to the question, how do I defend Islam? Obviously, some people will say, I need to defend Islam by speaking up against them. Others will say we need to have rallies and gatherings, big gatherings to show our protest. Some others will say, well, ISIS is doing a good job, so therefore I need to go and join them to defend Islam. Where we are in Malaysia is not so much violence against each other, but where we are in Malaysia is suspicion. We have a lot of suspicion. You are suspicious of me, I'm suspicious. We have a lot of tensions. We are not comfortable with one another, the uneasiness with one another, and to some extent when it comes to very sensitive issues like apostasy, blasphemy, there's a bit more of a hostile reaction, so we stay away from that. The concern is, with all this going on, if this is not addressed, in the long run, a more extremist tendency, and when extremism comes in, there will always be the so-called violent extremism. We need to foster greater interaction and greater understanding and greater appreciation of each other. Now, as we foster greater understanding and appreciation of each other, the objective is to make this a counter-narrative to the narrative of those who wants to politicize religion by countering the idea that, well, Islam can exist together with all the other religions peacefully. We don't need to exert ourselves against each other, whether it's Islam against non-Muslims or non-Muslims against Islam, but we can coexist against each other. So this counter-narrative will then offset this narrative that, or ideology that Islam needs to be defended. Because if everybody is existing with mutual respect and appreciation of each other, there's nothing to defend.